Previously on Black White.
Over the next several weeks, my family is going to be living with the white family.
I have no idea what it's going to be like to live with a black family.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. During this project, I'm going to become a black person.
By changing the color of my skin, I will be able to see what it's like to be white.
When I walked into poetry class, it just went like, whoa. Who got the idea that I was ready for this?
There's no one word. But when it comes to black and white, it all turns gray.
I just felt like, that's it? Like, I didn't connect to anything.
The poetry class is so honest. I just cannot stand lying to them anymore.
I live in Santa Monica. I've told you the truth since the beginning, except for the fact that I've walked in here in makeup, and that is the lie.
Right now, looking at you, I am disgusted. I cannot see who you are.
May I ask you something kind of personal? You don't have to answer it. What grade are you in?
None.
What were you in?
Why?
Are you worried about yourself at all?
Consequences, I don't think about them. I really don't care about them. That's the last thing I'm thinking about. I'll take this one.
You can buy a watch right now.
There are some concerns that Nicholas is leading towards that direction as far as gang-related life.
What kind of job do you have, Negro, where you need a $150 watch?
All my black friends, they wave canes around. They're like, it's good to be a nigger. Like that.
It didn't bother me that the kids use racial jokes because, you know, we all use racial jokes. It's just all fun and games.
Somebody can just come out and call you a nigga and it don't bother you.
No.
You don't get it.
Yo, bitch.
What? Carmen called me a bitch. I took it as though she deliberately called me that.
The families are at odds right now, and we thought it'd be a good idea to bring in a therapist, an objective view.
Has anyone ever offended you?
I've been dismissed for not understanding things or being clueless because of blonde or white.
When you see two kids on the street calling each other nigger, you'll remember this conversation. You'll remember what it was like to live in a home with two people that might be offended.
Please don't believe the hype. Everything in the world ain't black and white. Everybody ain't a stereotype. Just because I look wrong, I'm about to do right. Black as midnight or bright as Snow White. You better do me right or I'ma have to take flight. Put you on nice, blast on you twice. If you a zebra, better come out them stripes. Please don't believe the hype. Everything in the world ain't black and white.
It's the last week in the house and nobody's getting along.
We're down to the final week of this project, and things are so strained in the house. I think we've all had it with each other.
It's just really like I'm living with you, Nick. And I really wish you would just say you didn't like me or something tangible, because I don't know what the heck is going on in your head. Why are you on this project? To have a good time? Because I've heard that like 5 times now.
Why are you in this project?
Things are definitely getting a little spicy around this house. Basically, one word is said, 6 different understandings. Even Mom and Renee are still talking about this bitch incident.
Calling a woman a bitch, you as an adult should know that these are words that you just don't just blurt out.
I am naive.
But again, we were talking about black-white vernacular. She was dialoguing
looked at it, and I thought, yo,
and used the word that was used in the classroom context. So it's got, wait a minute, Brian. So it's very important the context in which it was used.
Bullshit.
That she. What was bullshit about what I just said?
That's bullshit to me.
I feel like everybody in the house is on edge. Right now, I'm just ready to go home.
To not be seen or loved, it's really hard. To live in a household like that?
Gosh, you guys should know how that feels. That's prejudice.
I honestly, deep down inside, think that Bruno is racist.
We're tired. We're cranky. It is time for this to be over. I think that life was harder for me in this project as a white girl, mainly because I was the minority in the groups that I was in. So I got to experience what it was like to be the odd one out in ways.
Oh, sorry. Here, I can go around.
Hanging out with a group of black kids and being the only white one.
is sticking out.
I'm going back to my photography class and back to my white makeup just to hang out with the kids.
Let's head out. In the scheme of things, this area is nothing but a stereotype, right?
I'm glad it's the last week of the project because I'm just bored and ready to go home.
Nick, what did you do today?
We took pictures with the same class we was with last time.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Why does it matter?
Why do you think that it's okay for you to be so rude sometimes?
Why you keep asking me all these damn questions?
It pissed me off, and you're living in my house.
Your house?
Nick, I'm letting you know I don't like assholes.
I'm being myself. If I
What the hell does that mean?
If I don't want to answer a damn question, I'm not going to answer a question, all right?
I feel like I've shown Nick a lot of respect in this project, but he brushes me off, gives me major attitude. I don't like that.
Renee and I are so tired of spending time with the Wurgles. We want to go out and have some fun in our white makeup for the last time.
Hi. Hello. Brian and I went to dinner at a restaurant called Dish just to see what it would like to be a white couple at a nice restaurant.
I heard the food is just really awesome here. A young lady was in there by herself, and I looked over and I noticed that she got up and went to the bathroom, but she left her wallet on the counter and went to the bathroom and came back. You know, I'm like, that's some white shit. And then finally I said, okay, I gotta go up and ask. You know, when I saw you go to the restaurant and leave your wallet right there, it kind of struck me as odd. I was like, very curious as to why you would do that.
It's a matter of faking human nature.
Okay. I mean, it worked out well for you. You know, I was kind of like make sure, you know, myself since I had the insecurity about it. But that's great. So now let me ask you this question. Knowing now that I noticed that you left your wallet on the bar when you went to the restroom, when you go to the restroom again, will you leave it again? Wow, that's pretty good.
Not everywhere.
I was shocked. If we were sitting at that bar black, that wallet would have went over to the back.
Yeah, she would have took it with her.
My life has really become so much consumed by the poetry people, hanging out with them, white and black.
I think you guys are doing the poem also that you're going to do at the lounge.
My poetry class and I are going to be performing at this place called The Lounge at the end of the week, and we really need to prepare.
So did you write?
Yes,
did you write?
I did.
Okay.
I got it last night at 2:30 a.m. and I was like, I've been fighting myself on this poem since last week when I got the assignment.
I would say at The Lounge, very few people were white.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do today. We are going to read your poem that you're going to read at the lounge. So, who wants to be the first poet?
See, pop, pop, pop goes the popcorn as I watch movies, popcorns, and your popsicle toes because they were beautiful to me.
I am intimidated. I am truly intimidated.
I played movie reels in your toenails, funny glistening dough slightly and dreamed.
I came prepared with a poem that I had written nights before, and as it got closer and closer, I was tempted to revise and edit this poem.
My mind is bent and I don't know where the time went, but I know time was spent, filled with resentment. My anger grows towards my own flesh and blood. Your father is the one who started this flood of tears, of pain that has swallowed us up.
I feel scared because I'm not prepared yet. And I don't want to fail myself and I don't want to fail others.
Okay, Rose, you're doing a poem that you think is at the lounge. That you want
Yeah, I'll do that. Do you want me to read? No, I can.
No, I don't want you to make up any of it.
No, I've got, it's a week.
And you gotta memorize it by Tuesday.
You got it, that's fine.
Otherwise,
I am one of many wanderers searching for meaning in the story of the past. There was slavery. There was the Garden of Humanity, which we did labor for the fruit, which I call fire, and so many movements congested by morality.
Comments?
I felt like what you
Just Perform was a topic someone gave you. It wasn't you. I think that you need to write from not a topic someone gives you, but write from your heart.
I'm not used to this. Like, I still am, like, in the sense, I'm 17. You guys are 2 years older than me at the youngest. I'm like a little bit I'm a lot of it intimidated. I don't know how to talk about what's going on.
I really want to incorporate my experience from this project into my poem, but I don't exactly know how I'm gonna end up doing that.
Throw it away. Because, no, throw it away. Don't throw it away.
I think that I'm gonna rewrite this.
I'm scared. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the lounge.
Rap music and gangster music. What is the difference? Because I didn't know it was a difference.
Hip hop is just like basic rap that you hear. And then gangster music is like with these gangsters and thugs rap about like the hardcore stuff about life and killing and all that stuff.
I guess people think I'm a gangster because, you know, how the way I wear my clothes and just how my appearance comes out, my jewelry and everything.
And see, that's why I be getting on to you about like the way you dress, mimic all the stuff you see in rap videos and stuff like that. And you know, these kids, it's the real world. You're looking at what's on TV.
I'm really concerned about Nicholas. I think he may be headed down the wrong path.
I can't say whether I am or am not a gangster. It's personal.
I think Nicholas thinks from what he sees on TV, the gangster thing's glamorous. So I found an ex-gang member named Kenny who's willing to talk to Nicholas.
There's nothing to be ashamed of that you suffer from street poison.
Him, though, it really isn't street. You know, it's not like we live in a bad neighborhood or he doesn't have a mother or father. All he has to do is go to school, and he chooses to piss that off.
An alcoholic can come from a great home,
right,
but he still loves to drink and is taking advantage of him and has gotten to a point where it's uncontrollable. Same thing with street poison. You could be addicted to it because of this attractive lifestyle.
This is how he got kicked out of school, because one of his so-called friends asked him to hold a knife.
What did I just tell you? That's what we do, man. This disease is a killer, homie. The bottom line. If you don't understand it, you could get caught up in it.
Whoa, he's for real. You need to, like, step up to the plate is basically what he was saying.
That's my homeboy's house. He lives there now. That's his mama's house. I lived in that one right there. The upstairs place burned out. Somebody was up there smoking crack. Last year, 15 people died in this neighborhood. How old are you?
16.
When you're 16, you didn't graduate high school, is what you're saying? You got a problem with authority figures, huh?
Oh no, I just, you know, I don't like getting told what to do, so.
That means that you have a problem with authority. You like the police?
No.
Why don't you like the police, man?
So nobody like the police.
That's a lie. Normal people love the police. You're at the beginning stage of it. It can either get a whole lot better or a whole lot worse. Criminals carry knives. Never allow anybody for the rest of your life to give you something that's criminal. To put something on you that's criminal. As you can see, you did it once. It took away from you something that you needed. You can incorporate this thing in your lifestyle, man, no matter where you at or how you grew up. But the outcome is all the same. Jails, institutions, and death.
We went to a place where there was projects, a lot of homes had bars on the windows. Hopefully the meeting with Kenny helped Nicholas to realize some things.
Be good, man. God bless.
I've been thinking something for your portrait class.
I'm
They
tired.
told her She said Chaz told her she need to, what he told
Throw it away.
Throw it away.
Let me hear your poem.
I don't want to talk about it.
Rose, I think you got it in you. You just gonna have to knuckle down and you got it in you.
Poetry isn't about
You're
knuckling
going to go deeper.
down. It's
You're going to go deeper. You're going to go deeper, shawty.
Well, why don't you just use the whole experience of the whole project?
Because it's just like, so, Monday morning, I woke up, I went to makeup. Well, exactly, and like what the main point of the project for me has been that it's been really hard for me to be around my poetry people in black makeup because I don't feel like I fit in when I'm black. And I keep going, and I'm just like, that's what's so hard is like whether or not I'm black or white, they know something is off. And I can't fit in when I'm black and I can't fit in when I'm white. And I'm just like, I can't fit in at all.
There you go. Everything you just said, but just put it into words and put it into your poem.
There you go.
There you go.
Renee's kind of like a girlfriend in ways. She just gave me the best idea for my poem for the lounge. I want to end up speaking about my experience, and yet I don't want to tell everybody that I'm white for real.
Now I'm no longer white rose, I'm black rose. Wait. Not rose petal of the rose. There you go.
Okay, I see.
There you go.
So that's what you want me to do?
Look at him, yeah, feel it, feel it.
I wouldn't say everybody like me, but most of the time I get people to like me. Just sometimes it's just I do things and people don't appreciate it, whatever. But you know, it don't bother me. I ain't feeling close to nobody in this house.
Do you mind me asking you a question?
No, not at all. Ask away.
You ever had a really close friend?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Did you ever feel really close to anybody? Maybe your dad or your mom?
No.
No? So you never had the experience of really feeling close or bonded with somebody?
Right.
I feel sad when I hear that. I wonder if there's just a human need for connection and to be close to people.
Maybe it is, but
it's not happening right now with you.
it's not happening. Not happening. I'm not doing it right now.
You're not what?
I'm not getting close to nobody right now. Keep my distance from everybody.
I think Nick has a good heart. I think he's got some hurt or anger or confusion that's been layered over that goodness. And he's defended that he's basically mean and bad. I just can't buy it.
Well, thanks for talking.
No problem. You're welcome. Glad to talk to you. So I'm glad to talk to you.
Yeah, me too. Find you fascinating.
So does everybody else.
As one of the last things that we've done together as a group, we decided to write a letter to each other and share what we learned from one another and what we had gained from this experience.
Letters to each other, sort of making us really think about what we've experienced through this project.
Telling about what we learned and what we experienced and some other stuff.
We're gonna read something to one another about our overall experiments for the past 5 weeks.
I assume that they may be a bit shocked, you know. I guess maybe I've offended, you know, a lot of people by my views on things throughout this project, but I gotta be me. That's right, she can get fat.
I couldn't come up with how I wanted to start it off. Dear household or...
Writing the letter was actually tough. You do have to, people's feelings at stake, and a lot of people don't want to hear what you have to say or hear the truth about themselves.
From Brian, I have learned that the trials we overcome can both make us stronger and leave us wounded. There is, I feel, a wall of strength around Brian that is supported by scar tissue and pain. From Renee, I've learned how the misinterpretation of another's actions or true intentions can so easily sour the overall perceptions of that other person's character, even by someone so sweet and simple. From Renee, I wish a greater capacity for understanding on a deeper level. a reality freed from rigidity, narrow-mindedness, and petty self-righteousness.
I really don't feel that I have learned anything from anyone in the house, but I have learned things about them. Like Bruno, no matter what color he is, he's only going to see things his way. I think that Carmen is way too sensitive right now. I think she's not being able to forgive herself for past mistakes in life. Rose is a very sweet young lady, but sometimes her emotions clouds her judgment, making things a little hazy for her. Nick has a lot to learn about life. We'll just leave that one there with him.
There is only one person in the home that I feel I have learned something from, and that would be Rose. Carmen and Bruno, I haven't learned anything from you, and I feel as though you didn't want me to get to know you. And I hope that if you had no knowledge of racism before doing this experiment, that you do now.
One of the things I learned first about the racism is that, especially from the etiquette class, that a lot of people do actually see color. Rose, for you, I hope for you best for your poetry in college. Good luck with that. And for everybody else, I just hope after this, wherever y'all get out of it, y'all can use from this project and just move on with your life and do better things with it.
I can honestly say tonight is the most articulate I've ever heard Nick, because so much of this has been him really not engaged. I appreciated it. I think it's definitely shown a sense of wanting to conclude this with some shred of maturity here.
I was able to only write a little bit, so I just spoke from my heart. I have definitely learned that there is a distinction called black. And I'm appreciating the distinction and will continue to inquire into what it is. I've also learned that there is a vast spectrum on the rainbow of black.
I think Carmen wrote her letter out and she decided not to read it because of, the things that she heard from everyone else.
Thank you very much. Good night.
I know this process led me through innumerable trials as it has all of us in different ways. I think that Bruno still has a lot to learn, but he is no different than the rest of us in that way. Renee and Brian have had the most impact on me in this house, mainly because of our differences and sharing of them. Thank you so much to all of you for these last weeks together. I don't think we'll ever really be done. But hey, at least we can say we have begun a lifelong journey.
There were not all nice things said, but it was real. We're just telling the truth. I think we're definitely on our way to making a conclusion.
I really kind of love everybody here, so good night, everyone.
Alrighty, good night.
As I was writing the letter that I read tonight, I wanted to write something that really spoke what I felt.
I didn't expect anything better because he hasn't shown me anything out of the whole 5 weeks, so I expect that out of him.
By Bruno's poem tonight shows you that he feels that Carmen was not wrong. He thinks everything that she did to that point was justifiable.
Nobody learned anything from me.
What was that? Okay, can we talk about that?
Yeah.
That seems like crap to me.
Yeah.
That's kind of a slap in the face on both of us.
When we all get into therapy tomorrow, if shit jump off, it's gonna be full blast. And whoever cry tomorrow, cry.
Okay, so it's our last session together today.
Today, the psychologist came for the second time. She focused on the letters we had written the night before. Immediately, it was like a powder keg. You could feel the tension when we all sat down together.
I was a bit taken when you guys said you have learned absolutely nothing from me and Carmen. That said a lot about you, as far as I'm concerned.
What was I supposed to have learned? What? That I should close up and if I feel a certain way, don't say anything?
Me and you have been out a few times. Carmen and I have never done anything together for me to learn anything from. I learned more about than from.
Again, I think that says a lot about you.
And, well, you know, I think when
you.
you came out with your little 5-page, hit to defend Carmen, it said a lot about you. You know, I knew what you were doing. You were trying to put sugar on shit yesterday, but I understood what you were doing.
You didn't understand.
You know, you tried to start out with a compliment, and you tried to slip it in down to a very degrading letter.
What was I saying?
Your whole thing was that you are so stuck on the way that you felt that Carmen was treated. I don't mind that Carmen was wrong, but you guys won't admit that she was wrong.
Wrong about what?
And you still that the bitch comment was wrong, the calling out was wrong.
The conversation started because you and Bruno were having a disagreement about something, but you ended up on Carmen. Why?
Because the biggest thing on Bruno's letter was in defense of Carmen's treatment. I already know that me and Bruno is never going to agree on much of anything. Because to me, I don't think in this whole project, to me, Bruno has even tried when he's put on black makeup. And I really don't think when he's out with me in white makeup, I don't really think he gave a damn.
It feels to me like, and I said this to you earlier, that you've just kind of given up. You've just decided, you know what, Bruno and I just aren't going to agree on anything. We've agreed to disagree. We're just two different people and da-da-da-da-da. But yet I also hear you saying that it bothered you when Bruno wasn't willing to open up to some of the experiences that could have been great learning experiences. Which one's real?
As much as I would love to just give up on Bruno on the project, I can't.
This is a moment in your life that will kind of lead to bigger things. And what you get out of it might not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow. It might happen 10 years along the way. That just because it doesn't feel like somebody changed while they were here, it might happen later.
So, while we all are sitting here, how do we make it better?
I wake up each morning a little confused, a little alone, and a little myself.
Today is the day of my final poetry performance. After talking to Renee and Brian, it's definitely clear in my mind that I have two options. One to be personal and one to be general.
I think of him, I dream of him, and when I get the chance, I even want of him.
So I'm kind of like battling myself right now, trying to figure out which one's gonna fit.
Rising around me as the curtains have been drawn, and I can't pretend in the dark of the night any longer.
Bruno and I wanted to go to Rose's black poetry performance in black because we were her parents and her parents would obviously be black.
We look more like black than we do white.
Oh, we look like we belong together more now? As black people? No.
I said we look more alike.
I hope you're not saying that all black people look alike. That shit ain't gonna fly.
Bruno, don't piss me off.
I remember walking into the lounge and my heart was in my throat. We all squeezed in and there must have been maybe 500 people in there.
Are y'all ready?
I was nervous about my appearance, I was nervous about my performance, my poem.
Please buy your freedom at the booth, and if all over the stage, will someone please open the curtain so the actors can see the truth?
I was definitely nervous for Rose. She was performing with a lot of talented kids.
And it's a shame
that when someone has to claim a lie to get out of a ride that they know that they've been assigned to.
When they got into their circle, I was like, wow, I was blown away.
And I looked that genie square in the eye and I wished that we, you and me, were back together again in that honeymoon phase.
I came prepared with a poem that I had written, and then all of a sudden I realized I wasn't going to do it. I had to get up on stage and tell the truth. So I sat there and tried to think about maybe what the truth is.
I played movie reels in your toenails when they glistening though slightly and dreamed of the 10th row in the movie theater as you yelled fights and scary movies screamed and made it apparent my popcorn is my favorite food.
I couldn't have been more nervous. And I got up on stage and shook.
I'm scared as I stand up here and I look at the faces that I see, that I've seen for the last month, that haven't seen me the same way I've seen them. And I want to thank the people that are sitting in this chair, right there, poetry on the floor, and Chaz behind me who had the guts to sock me in the stomach when he knew something was off. So I appreciate that. And I'm telling you, there are some things that give me fear in the morning. So I wake up each morning a little confused, and a little alone, and a little different, without a plan, without much to want except for somebody not to call on me for something I don't want to do. Somebody to want of me something I don't want to do. Somebody who wants something of me that's not right and rose and strong to do. But instead, I realize that every day is a new day and that inside of me, I can wake up and feel right and know that I'll get past this 10 minutes of something that feels listless and wrong. And I'll turn over, whether or not I'm confused, whether or not I'm alone. And I'll thank God because I know that Rose is my home.
It was incredible. I was very impressed. She pulled it off. I'm very proud of Rose.
I was blown away. I mean, she was beautiful, she was strong, she was poignant, she was articulate.
She just got out there composed, didn't miss a beat, not a quiver in her voice.
Watching the Poetry Kids perform and my interactions with them lets me know that the younger generation has a great chance at making things better in the future.
Okay, but seriously, I really don't have a clue what's we're hiking.
I want to like Renee. I see what's likable about Renee.
Something comfortable. That's all I can say. I'm not the hiking kind of guy.
I bet not, Mark, given that you're parking right there.
Like, do we have a long way before we get to the trail? So this is it.
This is it. Your first official hike. We grew up outdoors, but every other summer we take a trip down to the desert and collect snakes and lizards and tarantulas.
Game's time, big game.
Brian and I have knocked heads a little bit and have definitely seen things from a different point of view, but I think we're both going to walk away respecting one another.
Five straight, right. Go. No, wait.
Ultimately, Bruno and I don't see eye to eye on many things, but we do have a mutual respect for each other. And actually, I'm glad that their family was on this project with us.
Boom! Oh, you forgot. You had 2 fouls. That's side up. Okay. That's side up.
I know it's just all guys in my house, and I'm the only woman.
Oh, that's right.
Don't get me wrong. I love them to death, but it's like...
I believe it. Oh, yeah, but just your
Can I have my...
special alone time.
Yeah, so, you know.
For me, which is hard, is to like forgive. And I can say that I have forgave Carmen.
Part of growth, I think, is in being willing to just accept differences. And just accept, you know, we don't all have to love each other, but we can respect each other and let each other be.
I think we pretty much came to a conclusion that we both have a lot of emotions going on. And it was good. It was a good, I guess you could say, bonding moment. I came a long way.
Okay, so we go this way then, huh? Because I see 4.1 miles that way.
The frustration that I have in Nicholas in this project, he doesn't understand why he can do all the things that he gets to do without any repercussion against him. It's one thing to be colorblind, and it's one thing to just be straight ignorant to the fact. I think he has a lot of research to do on black culture, slavery, civil rights. So Renee and I got the idea to take Nicholas to the Museum of Tolerance.
What you see behind me here, this is called the Hall of Americana, one of the themes of our museum, which is accepting responsibility for the community that we live in.
Until the 1960s, there existed in America two societies, one for whites and one for people of color.
No, I'm not gonna pray for you. You love your little niggas, I love who I please.
I really wanted him to really see what the struggles were in the past.
Their wives are being raped by niggers in the shopping centers.
I wanted to affect him, you know, to see some of the things and hear some of the stories. Yeah, I think it really hit home with him. I saw Nicholas' eyes, and he looked a little watery.
It is not enough to pin the blame on others. Say this is a problem of one section of the country or another.
I could tell he started really thinking what this whole project is about and things that me and Brian have been trying to get him to understand.
Every minority in this country has been the target at some point. 1964, these three men here, Freedom Summer, these students were murdered in the South. And then we see the last wall is empty because this is the generation that Nicholas belongs to. They have to write this history, so how is his generation going to fill this part of the timeline?
I think this really kind of hit home with him.
I really think that he got it.
I think he got it. I really think he got it.
The last night, we decided to have a party at the house and invite everybody that had been a part of the experiment to thank them for their participation.
You pull up in a damn limo. Tell they got money.
Oh, now you can wear the bling. How are you? I'm good. Hey, what's up?
I was like at church. I forget the name of the church. Yeah. It was like, you know, I can get the thing going. You know.
What's going on? Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
I'm good.
We all know.
People live like this.
Come on,
Wow.
And on your pocket.
I created a bond with Deborah.
This is for you, for your family.
She made me a scrapbook.
Look at that.
First of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out here and being a part of the show and helping us out, or being allies and, you know, just having a great time, man. I hope that y'all had a good time. I'm just glad to be a part of the show and meeting each and every one of y'all. To me, all of y'all is a good group of people. So again, I just like to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out here and being part of this project. Thank you.
Yay. I want y'all to know that this whole project was hard for me. But you know what? I have come to know that people have different opinions. We're all not gonna agree. We all have different cultures. We all come in different shades of color. And we all need to get along. And it really has changed me.
For the families, I thank y'all for getting the opportunity to meet y'all, and especially for the Sparks. You know, I feel like I've been incorporated into your family, and I want to thank you for that. You went to Rose, you're an amazing person, very intelligent, and it's been a great honor to really get to know you.
I've been changed. I know now a taste of the experience of the Black community. And I didn't know that before. I know a lot of things that I didn't know before. And I will continue to deepen through this process.
This changed me more than I thought it would. The bottom line is I've learned so much from everybody, so much from everyone. It was huge. Thank you very much for teaching me. And I don't want to lose touch with a lot of people in here.
Well, my name's Kenny, and who I am, I'm basically a recovering gangster. And I was able to meet Nick. What I'm seeing here is, this is heavy. You know, this is heavy to have all the races involved in here. You know, where I come from, you don't see this. You know, whenever you're feeling like you're getting weak at what you're doing, you always be able to look back on it, man, and see some of the things that you was talking about, some of the things that was said to you, and how you was living. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it'll motivate you to get that. Everybody don't get this opportunity, man. You know, so, you know, they were saying they blessed to be a part of this, man. The most blessed person is you. You know what I'm saying? So this right here is something that you'll be able to take with you for the rest of your life, man. So if we were to hear or see anything opposite of a strong future for you, man, we would be kind of upset. I would personally be upset that if you don't make it all the way, homie, you should be able to get whatever God blesses you with, whatever's in your mind to have. Any one of these people you could probably call upon to get whatever you need from them. This is power. This. There's power in this.
I have hope that racism can end. I have doubt that it will anytime soon. I think we've got a long way to go.
Well, 5 weeks ago, I was the kind of person that didn't really think about racial things at all. After the whole experience and everything, it just kind of opened my eyes a little bit, made me more aware of, the things around me.
I came out of this experience truly with the same perspective. Race has never been an issue for me, and I don't believe I'm a racist because I judge people on who they are. Those are the values I came in with. Those are the values and beliefs that I'm walking out with.
You have your bag downstairs?
I don't know if we have an actual responsibility to share ourselves with one another, the two races. But on some level, if we want a difference on this planet, we do.
Big guy. Appreciate it, man. I know we had a rocky all the way too.
The road less traveled.
I'm very encouraged that it can get better, but you just got to take a chance. That's what your fear wants, and say, wow, wasn't so bad, let me try it again.
Have a black and white reunion.
Oh my goodness. Long 5 weeks. It's not good for, blacks and whites to just go their separate ways. We can't be separated. It just can't happen. Call me when you get to college. Tell me about your dorm, your friends.
I know everything is, not always up and up, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I wouldn't change none of it.
Me too.
If we start making changes today, 100 years from now, racism will be gone. Guys, I want to say this has been a hell of an experience. I think none of us expected what we went through. We all stood through it. I just want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
I think from this point, just the way you're joined hands right now, we're all linked for life.
Until you open your mind and your ears to other people's words and experiences, you can't make a difference. If you got it in you to accept and forgive and move and learn, beautiful. You're changing the world.